Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today's story takes us deep into the heart of coalition politics in South Africa, and if you think coalition deals are boring, think again. This one has threats, ultimatums, bruised egos, and the kind of political theater that makes you wonder whether we're watching a council meeting or a soap opera. At the center of it all is Gayton McKenzie, the outspoken president of the Patriotic Alliance. True to form, Gayton has come out swinging, giving the African National Congress a stern warning. He has demanded that Kenny Kunene, his close ally and fellow Patriotic Alliance leader, be reinstated as the member of the Mayoral Committee for Transport in Johannesburg. He has given the ANC 7 days to act. If they refuse, he says the Patriotic Alliance will pull its support and collapse coalition agreements across the country. Now, let's pause there, because this is no small threat. Coalition politics in South Africa is fragile at the best of times. The ANC, once able to govern the big cities with ease, now relies heavily on smaller parties like the Patriotic Alliance to hold power in places like Johannesburg. If the PA withdraws its support, the ANC could lose control of key metros. It is not just about transport in Johannesburg, it is about the balance of power in municipalities nationwide. But why is this fight happening now? Kenny Kunene was removed from his transport portfolio without warning, and the Patriotic Alliance saw that as a direct insult. For Gayton McKenzie, this was not simply a reshuffle. It was, in his view, a sign that the ANC does not respect its coalition partners. And if there's one thing we know about Gayton, it's that he does not take kindly to being sidelined. He is demanding that Kunene return to his position, and he is using the threat of political chaos to get his way. To appreciate the seriousness of this, it helps to understand the context. Johannesburg's coalition government has been shaky for years. It's held together by delicate deals where every seat and every portfolio matters. The Patriotic Alliance might not have the numbers of the ANC or the DA, but they have influence because their votes often make the difference. In politics, size does not always equal power. Sometimes leverage comes from being the one piece of the puzzle that others cannot do without. Kenny Kunene himself is no stranger to controversy. Once known as the Sushi King for his extravagant parties and luxury lifestyle, he has reinvented himself as a politician with a reputation for being bold, unfiltered, and sometimes unpredictable. His appointment to oversee transport in a city as complex as Johannesburg was always going to raise eyebrows. His removal has now raised something far bigger, a showdown between his party and the country's oldest liberation movement. What Gayton McKenzie is doing here is more than just defending his colleague. He is trying to establish the Patriotic Alliance as a force to be reckoned with in South African politics. He is sending a message to the ANC and to everyone else: we will not be treated like junior partners. If you want our support, you must respect our role. But here's where things get tricky. If the ANC reinstates Kunene, it could look like they are being held hostage by a smaller party. That might anger ANC members who already feel the party has compromised too much to stay in power in hung councils. On the other hand, if the ANC refuses, they risk losing control of Johannesburg and possibly other municipalities where their grip is already shaky. It is a classic political dilemma: give in and risk internal backlash, or stand firm and risk external collapse. This is not the first time the Patriotic Alliance has flexed its muscles. Over the past few years, the party has positioned itself as a keymaker in municipal politics. Their leaders thrive on bold statements and political theater. And let's be honest, they know how to capture public attention. Gayton McKenzie, in particular, has mastered the art of turning a local political dispute into a national talking point. By setting a 7-day deadline, he has ensured that all eyes are now on the ANC's next move. What makes this even more significant is the timing. South Africa is heading towards the 2026 municipal elections, and smaller parties are testing the limits of their influence. They know the ANC can no longer rely on outright majorities in the big cities. They also know voters are frustrated with the constant instability. By taking a stand now, the Patriotic Alliance is trying to show its supporters that it will not be pushed around, and perhaps win new supporters who admire their defiance. But there is also a risk here for Gayton and his party. If the ANC calls his bluff and the PA withdraws from coalitions, they will be partly blamed for any chaos that follows. Citizens in Johannesburg, Ekurhuleni, and elsewhere are tired of endless political battles while potholes remain unfixed, traffic lights stay broken, and basic services fail. If people see the PA as adding to the instability, it could hurt them at the ballot box. And this is where the humor of the situation hides beneath the surface. Coalition politics in South Africa is starting to resemble a turbulent relationship. One day the parties are united, promising to work together for the good of the people. The next day, they are threatening to leave, slamming doors, and issuing ultimatums. The poor citizens are like children stuck in the middle of the quarrel, wondering when the grown-ups will finally sort out the bills and fix the roof. So, what happens next? The ANC now faces a choice: bend to the Patriotic Alliance and reinstate Kenny Kunene, or resist and prepare for political turbulence. Whatever decision they make, it will shape the future of coalition politics in South Africa. If they give in, smaller parties will feel empowered to make more demands in future. If they resist, we may see another round of collapsed councils, unstable leadership, and frustrated voters. It is also worth noting that this fight is a preview of what may come at the national level. If the ANC falls below 50% in future national elections, coalition politics will move from city councils to parliament. What we are seeing in Johannesburg today could be a rehearsal for the kind of negotiations and power struggles that might one day decide who governs the country itself. So, the story is not just about Kenny Kunene or Gayton McKenzie. It is about the shifting nature of power in South Africa. It is about the ANC's struggle to adapt to a world where it can no longer dominate. And it is about the rise of smaller parties who see coalition politics not as a burden but as an opportunity. The countdown has begun. 7 days. That is the time Gayton McKenzie has given the ANC. Whether this ultimatum leads to compromise or confrontation, the outcome will echo far beyond Johannesburg. It will send a signal about how politics works in South Africa today, and what it might look like tomorrow. What do you think? Should the ANC give in to the Patriotic Alliance and bring Kenny Kunene back, or should they stand firm even if it risks losing control of Johannesburg? Is Gayton McKenzie being clever, or is he taking a gamble that could backfire? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for joining us for this breakdown. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, see you next time.